And go to the rising stones. Beep, boop, boop, beep, boop, boop, boop. Into the rising stones. What's that little creature? What little creature? Did I miss a little creature? Capybara? The dragon? Was it the capybara? He's got the towel on his head. Oh no! Oh no! Oh, it doesn't react to pet. Does it react to soothe? Oh, he's got the towel again. It doesn't react to soothe. Some pets react to different things. There are a great collection of minions in this. I am currently using my Kidragora, who disappears when I'm in here apparently. They're the little plant that's been following me. And I have a collection of minions. Not horrendously extensive, but I've got this little wind-up Moogle, a little baby behemoth, a little buffalo calf, the Kidragora that I dug out of the ground myself, a Gaboo Sproutling, a little Guido turtle, the great white Tsuchinoko, which was the New Year's event. Yeah, that was the one for the New Year's event. I don't remember where I got Guido from. Part of me wants to say that I bought them from the marketplace. A Puff of Darkness, who is a minion that in turn has two little minions. It's very weird. An Armadillo Bowler, a Koropoku Kid, a Road Sparrow, which I got given and was my minion for the longest time, a little wind-up Fran, a little wind-up Airship, a wind-up Onion Knight, wind-up Cane, wind-up Garnet, wind-up Zidane, wind-up Bartz. Right, it's a Zidane costume, it's not a Tidus costume. The one that I had before. Yeah, wind-up Bartz, wind-up Parom, and wind-up Palom. And there are lots of others. This is a tiny, tiny snapshot. Yeah, little Fran. When I'm not in this area, I will show you some of them. I'll probably run around and have a look at other people's. I'm Ophelia. It is a relief to see you healthy and hale, Tegan. The latest news from Aldar was most disturbing. Yep. I'm going to completely ignore this random guy next to me and start talking about the secrets from Aldar. Clearly, the only injury Alphonse suffered was to his ego. Doubtless it will heal ere long. The other scions will need to be present for this meeting. If you are ready to begin, I will summon them now. Yes, I am. Yeah, Lord of Levin. It is the Ramu quest. I know that Levin when I see it. Oh no, it's not a voice-acted scene. Hopefully I don't have to do too many voices at once. Thank you for responding to my call with such haste. Rest assured, I should not have summoned you were it not urgent. To business, then. I have received some most disturbing news from the Order of the Twin Adder. They have reason to believe that the sylphs may have called forth their revered guardian, the primal Ramu. I'm sorry. May have. Then it is not certain. The elder seed seer informed us that the elementals themselves murmur of the Lord of Levin's return to the forest. The sylphlands, however, display no signs of undue commotion. Forgive me, antecedent, but the fact need not contradict the elemental's testimony. Unlike his more bellicose compeers, Garuda and so on, Ramu is reputed to act only in the defence of his children. I imagine he would soon make his presence known if any were foolish enough to directly endanger the sylphs of their territory. The abruptness of this development concerns me. Were we not keeping a close watch on the touched ones and their movements? If preparations for a summoning ritual were indeed underway, it would surely not have escaped your notice. Oh, it didn't. I was pretty sure it was going to happen, just not this soon. I beg your pardon. You foresaw this eventuality and did naught to prevent it. I told Papa Limo I suppose I could have reported things to Minfilia earlier, but there honestly wasn't much we could do except wait and see. You know how the sylphs feel about people poking around in their territory. They already summoned Ramu once, right after the calamity, but that was because the Garleans came trampling through the forest. And so long as Castrum Orient stands, the sylphs cannot be blamed for wishing to have their guardian deity on hand. In short, Yidra and I are in agreement. The scions of the forest the actions of the forest folk were inevitable and unavoidable. And I maintain that observation would have remained the best policy, had it not been for the sudden influx of strangers into the Black Shroud. That, alas, we did not foresee. By all accounts, the recent violence in Uldar drove a number of refugees to seek safety under the concealing canopy of the trees. 'Tis like that the sylphs perceived this panicked migration as yet another invasion, and quickened their efforts to summon their god. I am put in mind of Titan and the kobolds once again. It is the affairs of men which have paved the way for the primal's coming. Indeed, one cannot help but wonder what manner of place Eorzea would be without the civilizing influence of mankind. But that as it may, this regrettable development does afford us a unique opportunity. Tegan, though your dealings with the sylphs of Little Solus, you once succeeded in preventing an untimely conflict with Gridania. I wonder, might one who has treated with the sylphs so fruitfully in the past not achieve similar success with their patron deity? If Ramu can be convinced of our intentions, it may be the first step to breaking the cycle of primal summoning. A fond hope. Were such a thing possible, we would not have been at war with the beastmen since time immemorial. But maybe this time we can. Let us continue this discussion anon. We must needs first consult with the nations most affected by Ramu's presence. The elder Seedseer has requested your personal involvement, Tegan. Pray report to Commander Hello. I hate them. I'm so bad at pronouncing these French words. Hello? At the adder's nest as soon as you are able. Steel yourself for the worst. While I hope for a peaceful resolution to this matter, experience suggests that your meeting with the Lord of Levin will prove less than amicable. In such an event, your fellow scions will, of course, lend you whatever support you require. they're going to help me if I need it. And click the return, because New Gridania is my return point, because it was my starting town. And I have yet to get to a point where I need to change my home. Because returning to Gridania is still just the most useful. Okay. Ah, Pokey. And a little wooden train. So yeah, my minion is the little kid Ragora with his little jacket on. I botanied him myself out of the ground, but we have other minions. We've got Fran, our little wind-up Fran that we can have run around behind us. We've got the road sparrow. It just sort of flies around. We've got our turtle. He kind of just floats along behind us, but it's very adorable. We have the great white Tsuchinoko with its tangerine on its head. That's the face it's got. We've got Puff of Darkness, which has its own little minions that kind of swirl around it. We've got the wind-up Moogle. We've got the little plant thing, but this one I didn't dig up myself. Yeah, we've got a nice collection of minions. Nowhere near all of them. Like, my more main account has like 12 pages worth, all full of minions, and they're on like 40% of the total number of minions in the game. Like, there are a lot. There is a lot in this game. And similarly with mounts, I think they're at like 40-50%, and they've got like 6 pages worth of mounts. Corporal Mooson, your arrival has been most anticipated. The appearance of a primal is ever cause for alarm and unease. Though my men stand ready for any eventuality, I know of none more qualified than you to snuff out this threat. Indeed, I would have you do so without delay. The elder Seedseer, however, would speak with you first. She is of the opinion that your diplomatic, rather than martial, skills may be better serve our cause. I will leave further explanations to our learned leader. Pray make your way to Nofka's altar. The conjurer in attendance will admit you to the lotus stand. Let's have a quick chat with this person. Can I apply for a promotion yet? Nope, I'm still only on 600 seals out of 5,000. I can't become a sergeant yet. Mist dill and ginger cookies. I've got nothing to deliver because I'm not high enough class yet. Whee! Yeah, Gridania is a lovely little woodland town. And I find it funny that in their woodland area they've planted pots with sakura trees in because it's got decorations for the event. This is going to be my most important individual. The joy of pictomancy. Someday I will reach level 80 and I will become a pictomancer. That's the goal. The other scions have already arrived, madam. May I show you in? Hello to stand. Just had a weird realization that I think I am... There we go. I was unoriented. Now I'm looking more correctly. Kani Sena, that's the elder seer.
Scions of the seventh dawn, on behalf of the people of Gridania, I bid you welcome. Your presence is of great comfort to us all in these days of uncertainty. I summoned you here to share tidings of a most urgent nature. But a short while ago, the great elemental spoke, and his voice was clarion in its intensity. Ramu is returned unto the forest.
So now the funny part should be that some of the scions should then start talking in this cutscene. And you can see how horrendously inaccurate my representation of their voices are.
Scarce had his words ceased to echo in mine ears when we were visited by an emissary from Little Solace. Our guest informs us that the sylphs too have sensed the presence of the Lord of Levin.
Cabbage Patch Baby. Oh yeah, white mage robe. In fact, hers is one of the races where I'm like, they would be a cool playable race. They're called the Pajal, and there's like a few NPCs throughout the game that are Pajal. Most of them are white mages. So it'd be quite funny to be like, this is a race where they're meant to be white mages, but you can actually play anything, and they're literally just like humans with horns, as far as I can tell. Like, they don't have any other discernible outward-facing features. Like, this leaf is actually a crown. The two leaves and her staff and her cool robe.
Though his exact whereabouts remain unknown, we may safely assume that the primal was summoned within the heart of the Sylphlands.
Yeah, cabbage fairy. So these are the sylphs. They are cabbage fairies.
Unlike the other primals you have encountered, Lord Ramu is no raging avatar of destruction. He is revered as much for his wisdom as his strength, serving as both arbiter and guardian to his children. Given that we and the Sylphs found a way to share the Twelves Wood, it is my hope that this sagely immortal will be amenable to reason, and that conflict may be avoided.
I like that she kept reading through to this section, but I had to click through to it.
Blessed as you are with the power of the echo, you are one of the few among us who may commune with a primal without fear of influence. I would ask, therefore, that you represent us in this most delicate of negotiations.
Yeah, I get to be the special protagonist because I can't be influenced by primals. And it gets revealed later on why. Currently it's just because I have a thing called the Echo.
The Twelves Wood has suffered enough. Upon this, we and the Sylphs, and I would venture Lord Ramu himself, are in perfect accord. Let us not endanger our shared home by engaging in unnecessary hostilities. Dear friend, I beseech you, safeguard the peace which exists between our peoples.
I also like that it's like, ah yeah, cute little cabbage fairies that are the same size as Lalafels, but they flight around because they've got teeny little stick legs.
You have my thanks.
Cabbage fairy doing a nice dance.
Pray make for little solace, then. A member of the Order of the Twin Adder awaits you there. He will advise you on how to find the Lord of Levin.
Don't worry, I already know where to find them.
An ill wind blows through the forest. Yet, it is not only the Twelves Wood that flinches at its coming. All the lands of Eorzea shiver in dread anticipation. Have care.
Curious. That is a very odd emote you've got there, Rindish. Like, I'm not sure if I'm accurate, but it looks like Ryu from Street Fighter. Yeah, so this section here is the Muketo Amphitheatre, and it's all decorated up for Little Ladies' Day as well. This is where a lot of the events often start, if they are starting in this city, because each place has a spot. Yeah, he's making a face. Later light things? Lanterns? Oh, these ones. The little standing lanterns. Yeah, Gridania is great. We got the little delivery Moogle sitting over here, who now has a little bird audience. My sudden thought... Yeah, my background music is off. Nice! I don't know how well you can hear it, but we've got the little... That was the Little Ladies' Day music. This is the Gridania music. I can guarantee that brings back some nostalgia. Oh right, I also need to double check that my retainer still has stuff. Yeah, so my retainer is also an aura. So that is an aura wearing the same outfit that my botanist has, but you can see how the fit works slightly better on not Lalafell's. But it still looks funny on Lalafell's, so I keep wearing it. It's like it's switched. Exactly, it's tall me. And that's it, you can... So when you make your retainers, you give them a name, which I did at the top. And then you... I got in a taffy machine. Yeah, it became long. And then you also get to character customize them. And then as they level up in whatever class you assign them, you can equip them with stuff. So she's got the best axe I can give her. She's got the best scythe I can give her. I don't have a better hat than that one. Level 27. Oh, so I can now give her the velveteen coat, which I did glamour all of my botanist stuff to look the same. trousers. Cotton castings. No, those are not the correct ones. I want to give her gatherer gear. I don't think I have any good. No. Okay, so she's been slightly upgraded. Yes, it is a cat wearing an elephant head and carrying an umbrella that is currently clipping through their elephant head. I've upgraded her stuff. I can send her off on another mission. This cat is dressed like an elephant in their lovely orange and blue outfit that matches their umbrella. Whereas this cat is dressed like a retainer. All very silly. Zooming off this way to go to the boat, which is up here next to the Lancers Guild. And we can get to the boat and then go across to Sweet Bloom Pier, which is in the East Shroud, which is heading towards where we need to go for our mission. In fact, while I'm running past, no, it's not the right time. Me suddenly realising that the shirt that I gave to my retainer was really the shirt that my botanist was wearing. Because I just went back to them and they were not wearing a shirt. That's something I need to fix at some point. I need to get a higher level outfit for my botanist if they were wearing level 27 stuff. Oh, so when you complete the base game story, you get the ability to fly on mounts in the base game areas. And then in the expansions, you have to unlock a thing called wind currents that allow you to fly in the zones that you unlock them for. So, all of my mounts can fly in this area. All of my mounts, currently being 2, I think. I don't think I've collected many mounts. Oh no, I've still got a fair few. Like this little cat. Meow. Got pudgy little legs. Boop, 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 boop. Lump. Boop, 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 boop. Lump. That's it. It's a lovely, cute little kitty with its little purse with its little catnips in. And we won't read the description for it because it makes it a significantly less cute little kitty. And I've got the little doggo. Which has emotes on it. There's a little doggo. The little doggo can fly. And then we've got my umbrella for when it's rainy. And I can fly with that as well. I can Mary Poppins around. And I've got the White Mage specific mount. So when you unlock being level 30 on a Conjurer, you can unlock the unicorn. And of course the unicorn can also fly. And we've got, what other weird ones do we have? Oh, Fat Chocobo. So Fat Chocobo needs you to encourage them to run around by hanging a Geisel green above them with a fishing rod. But if you want them to fly, you need to give them extra encouragement. So you pull out the cake. You got to make sure that it flies by tempting it with cake, which I always love. I always find that fun. We've got the crossover for Fall Guys. I can... into some Fall Guys music while I fly around on my Ryes. Or I've got Yark. Nothing suspicious here, just the Ark. It's just the Ark. It definitely is a Gundam. What are the ones that I got? I've got the 2-person Chocobo mounts, the red one, the not red one, and then the carriage, which can carry 4 people. I can have other players sat in the back if they're in my party, and I can carry them around. Which, given that I can fly other people, even if they can't fly in the certain areas. I've got Arion, which is a weird horse. Weird Pegasus creature. Granny. Which is weird. Wolf creature? I don't get what games those are from, I'm not really sure. I've got a koala cat. Fly around on that with its long whiskers. I've got the griffin. Now, of course a griffin can fly. That's the one that makes most thematic sense. And a Sildra. Oh, and the last one, which is the Magitech armor. Yeah, those are all the mounts I've collected. Most of them, like the Company Chocobo, you just get through the main story. The Draft Chocobo and Amber Draft Chocobo were no, they weren't event-based things. The Draft Chocobo is for recruiting other people to the game. You get a currency that you can then use to buy the Draft Chocobo so that you can help carry them around the game. The Amber Draft Chocobo was from an event. The Chocobo carriage I bought off the actual money store, but it's an account-wide thing, so all of my characters have it. The Fat Chocobo was a collector's edition. Granny, Arion, Sildra, the Quirl, the Griffin, and Fat Chocobo, and Ark were all collector's editions for the various expansions. Goofy I got gifted. Magitech armor is from the story. The Mega Shiba, Fatter Cat, Magic Umbrella, and the Chocobo carriage I bought from the Mog Station. The unicorn I mentioned you get from being a white mage, and Ryes I got from doing the crossover event. The Fall Guys crossover event that they did. And they have now run twice, so it is a recurring event that you can potentially get. Me just noticing that the Frodo Baggins is here. Frodo Baggins. Anyway, yeah, those are all the mounts I have. Corporal Mooson, I was told to expect you. I understand you go to treat with the primal Ramu himself. An unenviable task, but one for which I have no doubt you are well suited. I have been told that your fellow scions are conducting an investigation of the area as we speak, that we might ascertain the location where the Lord of Levin might be found. I would ask that you abide here until they return with their findings. But I already know where he is. Let's sneak peek of what he looks like. Oh yeah, it's probably getting very late. Hopefully you enjoy the rest of your Japan holiday. You're going to go watch a baseball game tomorrow. Cool. Hopefully you will understand it all. But yeah, thank you for tuning in. I will be streaming again similar time tomorrow, and obviously I'm going to keep streaming for a little while longer tonight, so there will be more stuff to watch in my VODs. And I'm glad you've enjoyed it. You don't know how baseball works, which will be even more confusing if they're narrating the entire thing in Japanese. Like, you don't know how baseball works as in you have no clue how the game of baseball is played? Like, not even like basic concepts? Duck with flippers emote. It's basically rounders, so you'll be fine. Exactly. It's rounders with like set points of where you have to run. Rather than just like hit it and... No, it's basically rounders. Like, as far as I'm aware, you literally just hit it and then run. Yeah, hit ball, run. But whereas rounders is like... No. My brain's now thinking of cricket. I don't know. In all honesty, I don't know much of the differentiation between the three either. Other than cricket uses wickets, and rounders has like a track, and then baseball has the bases that you have to run to. And getting a home run is you hit it far enough that you can get all the way round. And I think you then get an extra, like, I think it works like bowling, if I'm getting that correct. That if you get a home run, you effectively get a free full loop. And then if you can manage to run the whole loop as well, then it counts as 2. I don't remember. Or like double. You can run all the way. Yeah, you can run home, make yourself a cup of tea, and then run back to the pitch before someone finds the ball. I was told a messenger would be sent as soon as your fellow scions finished their investigation. Did not imagine it would take much longer. Cabbage Fairy. This one returns, and returns with good tidings. Wise ones have finished searching and have wisely identified the precise location where the touched ones summoned Lord Ramu. You sleep. Have a good sleep. I hope you both have a good sleep. I hope you both really enjoy the rest of your Japanese holiday. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you later in the month. And if you tune in again, then you are most welcome to. Your timing is impeccable, my fluttery friend. Might you be so kind as to escort this good woman to her fellow scions? It would be this one's pleasure, walking one. Please come with this one. Oh, also I did have a sudden thought about, you mentioned potential presents, and my brain immediately thought of, if you can find it, something I want that is Japan only bought, but it's whether or not you can find it. So I will shoot you a message about it. And I'm very happy to, like, if you do find it, I will pay for it, because it may well be expensive. It shouldn't be too expensive, but yeah, it doesn't need to be a present. I would just, if you can find it, I would love to have it, and therefore buy it. If you are willing to be the transporter of it. But I'll message you about it, it'll be fine. Enjoy your sleep. Wise ones have adventured deep, deep within the Sylph lands. These ones must proceed carefully and keep an eye out for the touched ones. Yeah, I will send it when I've finished my stream. And hopefully don't disturb your sleep because of it. This one is most sorry, but this one can go no further. Draw too close to Lord Ramu, and this one may turn mean and nasty like touched ones. And so this one must say farewell for now. Walking one will find wise ones not far from here, to the south. Go in safety, walking one. Max here was smart. So, it's actually you. I'm relieved. For a moment I thought we were dealing with another one of those confounded Sylph tricksters. I swear, with them wreaking havoc with their skin-changing magics, it's a wonder I was able to finish taking measurements. Yes, it was quite the ordeal. You should have seen the look on Ystola's face when the one impersonating you suddenly showed up. That's quite enough, Apollimo. My apologies. It's not like me to ramble, so... At any rate, as I was saying, I have finished measuring etheric activity in the area, and I'm pleased to say I have reached an indisputable conclusion. To wit, that Ramu was called forth in the vicinity of the Sylph's aetherite. Come, Tegan, the Lord of Levin awaits. I get to go and say hi to Ramu. And definitely just say hi. Nothing else will happen that will be bad. Just ignoring the enemies as I run past them.
Tynora betrays thee, servant of hiding.
Hi, Ramu. Your glorious beard.
Thou art the bringer of light, bane of Ifrit, Titan, Garuda, and Leviathan.
And good King Moogelmog. Don't forget good King Moogelmog.
I am Ramu, guardian of the children of the forest. Thou tramplest upon sacred soil, bringer of light. By what right doth man intrude in this sanctuary of the sylphs? The Gridanians proffer peace? Their words are born of delusion, thine offer an insult. Thou speakest of harmony, yet carest not for my children's desires. They did but wish to dwell beneath these boughs in solitude. Yet even that was too much to ask of man. Thus did they turn to me for succor. The sentence I pronounce upon thy kind is just. Redanian or Garlean, it matters not. The good intent of one excuseth not the misdeeds of the other.
Ooh, we had a slight blip there. Hello? Yep, we had a massive blip there. I guess it's the rain effect. But yeah, look at that beard.
Thy conflict hath brought naught but anguish and misery unto the forest. All blame doth lie with the darkness that resideth in the breast of man. Whence sprung this calamitous seed? In the beginning no such duality existed, for light and dark given form when man was born. It would explain much, not least why strife and sorrow follow ever in thy wake. Thou canst not deny the urgings of thine own nature. Knowing that thy mere presence here portendeth tragedy, wilt thou persist in this pretense of peacemaking? Thou bearest the crystal which I bestowed upon my wayward charges, that they should entrust so precious a gift to thee. Thou standest apart from thy kin. Thou art the bringer of light, aye, but there is something more in thee. Very well. I shall consider thy proposal. Shouldst thou survive my trial. If thou wouldst champion the cause of harmony, I must have proof that thou art fit to play the role. Wither mine ire, and prove to me thereby that thou hast strength enough to stay the darkness which threateneth to consume thee. Yet if thou shouldst be found wanting, know that all men shall perish in the storm of my judgment.
Fight me or I kill you.
Come to me, bringer of light. I shall await thee on the field of battle.
Urianger, it is rare indeed to find you so far from at home.
The Lord of Levin himself. Never till this day had I looked upon his visage, save in painted renderings made faint by time. Ever shall this scene remain etched in my mind's eye. Beg pardon, my lady. I must beg thine aid on a point of research. If thou art resolved to face Lord Ramu, I would ask thy leave to observe the event.
I'm going to fight him and study him. Oh. Striking tree. the timer. Hopefully it's fine. Oh no, Matilda's timer ran out. They give me 5 racks of blue target. And I got pearl ginger from somewhere. Not quite sure where, because I put all my food ingredients into a different pot. Peculiar. Come on, Ramu. Come on, party. I do need to collect up 8 people in order to fight Ramu, but the wait time says less than 5 minutes. So hopefully I won't be waiting too long. Fate nearby. Not really. Beating up random enemies while waiting. been more than 5 minutes. I found a tank, but we are still waiting for the other half of the party and any DPSs. That's pretty good, normally you end up getting them right away. I suppose a lot of people are doing the Mogstone event. Difficult. Don't really know what to do while I wait. I could go and do a bit of Culinarian, I guess. Double check there aren't any fates nearby. They're just boss ones, which I don't really want to solo. I guess I'll return to New Gradania and do a bit of Culinarian while I wait. Wait, that's what I need to do first. I need to clear up some inventory space. Oh, yeah. Guess I don't need to do any clearing because while I'm mid-sorting my inventory, the thing will fire. Works, I guess. Will it actually fire is the real question. Come on, other tank, you can do it. Simply accept. No, they're probably doing something similar to me where they were stood waiting for ages. Yay, there we go. I do love the ramen music for no reason. It's just so strong in its evocation. Evocative. Very evocative. Classic piano, Final Fantasy behind it. And it's just got some quite great music. Hit by the car. Such a good song. Oh, everyone left. I can't do anybody. But I got some commendations. 3, 2.
I have taken thy measure, bringer of light. And I judge thee a worthy champion. The task of excising the sin that hath taken root in man's heart is thine. Shrink not from employing thy strength in service to the forest and the wider realm beyond. Like hungering shadows do the enemies of harmony gather, and meekness will but feed them. If man is to be delivered from the dark, it shall be by thy guiding light alone. Stray not from the path, for if thou dost, thy people shall be truly lost.
Thou hast slain the Lord of Levin, a regrettable act, but a necessary one. In witnessing thy struggle, the truth hath been revealed unto me. If I mistake not, it may yet prove a chink in the eternal armor of the Assyrians. But let us conclude our present business. I shall expound upon my findings at the Rising Stones anon.
Carry me to victory. And the next part of the mission. Yeah, that was the Lord of Levin. Ramu. And I do like the song that they have for him. Like I mentioned it when we were fighting some of the other primals, they all have fantastic music. But of the base game ones, Ramu's just my favourite. It's just such classic Final Fantasy vibes, mixed with like some cool folksy sort of stuff. Corporal Mooson, you have returned. Dare I ask how Ramu received your visit? I vanquished him. He challenged you to a test of arms? It is well then that you have some experience in such matters. The peoples of both Gridania and Little Solus will be relieved to hear that the Lord of Levin has accepted you as the forest's champion of peace. You have performed a monumental duty this day, Corporal Mooson. The older seed seer must be informed of your deeds at once. The elder seed seer will wish to hear of your experiences firsthand. Pray return to Gridania and make directly for the Lotus Stand. The conjurer at Novika's Well is expecting you. Farewell, Corporal Mooson. I used my return so I'm going to have to fly back myself. Yeah, one thing I do really love with this game is music. Like, there is a lot to this game that is amazing and fantastic, but the music is something that I can never just like put off to one side and be like, that was cool, anyway, moving on. I always just listen to the music. I've got every single one of the albums, and I listen to it whenever I'm listening to music. I often just put it on. And a way that you can kind of do it more in-game is obviously you can challenge the primals and listen to the primals music. But then if you do the extreme modes of said primals, you unlock a series of mounts, and most of the main primal fights have these. Throughout the game, there are different sets of expansions of what kind of mounts they are. Like the first set is all horses, styled similarly to, I showed a moment ago, the unicorn mount, which I can't mount in town, but they are all styled as this kind of horse without the horn, with different elements around their feet and different colour patterns. And each of those is themed after the primals of A Realm Reborn. So you've got one for Ifrit, you've got one for Titan, you've got one for Garuda, you've got one for Leviathan, you've got one for Ramu, and the ones that we haven't fought yet, which my brain is now trying to think of what the other ones are. I want to say there's like 7 of them, but I might be thinking of the ones that you get for collecting them all. There's Ramu, Leviathan, Garuda, Titan, Ifrit. And I want to say there's more, but I can't remember them off the top of my head. But yeah, when you collect all of the ones from the base primal, when you collect the ones from the base primals, there is a quest that you can follow that unlocks like a special one, which just has that expansion's theme music. But each of the primal themed mounts plays that primal's music when you fly around on it as the background music. So similar to how the Chocobos have the Chocobo theme, Ramu's mount has Ramu's theme when you ride around on it. And given that it starts with like that folky, choiral, like very hard-hitting, evoking music kick, I always love that mount just to be like, I hop on Malcab, and in kicks the choir, we fly like 10 foot, and I jump off, and then when I do my cutscene, I then jump back on, and we hear that choir again. Or if there isn't like a big cutscene, I can then jump back on and continue listening to it, where the piano kicks in, and it goes to the actual emphasis of the music. It's just really nice. It's one of my favourites. Like, on my main character, I have unlocked not all of the expansions worth of the primal mounts, but a few of the expansions. And I have picked my favourite of each of the songs and have them on my hotbar like this, so that I can just, if I want to listen to a specific song while I'm flying around doing a quest, I can just click on that one. It's nice.
You are returned to us, dear friend, and none the worse for bearing the heavy burden which I did press upon you. Most glad am I of this. I am informed that your efforts to negotiate a peace with Lord Ramu ended in conflict. Pray tell me, what befell? Ramu made trial of you? I fear there is truth to his claim. It is the darkness within us that attracts the darkness without. It cannot be denied that misfortune follows man. For evidence, one need only look to the conflict brewing in Cartano, or to the rising flood of refugees. Our shared struggle against the Empire should have served to seal our union. Yet the ties which bind the alliance strain under the weight of gross self-interest. As the scars of the calamity begin to fade, so too does our sense of common purpose. Yet now is scarce the time to forget our shared responsibility. If this new-sprung realm is to survive beyond its infancy, it must needs be nurtured by all. Eorzea must be as one. Yet I fear that dream is still far off. On behalf of the people of Gridania and the elementals both, I thank you for all that you and your fellow scions have done. Full oft have I been compelled to look to you for aid of late, and offered all too little in return. As leader of this nation, I shall endeavor to prove a more worthy ally to your cause henceforth.
Be the change you want to see.
Lord Ramu has departed, yet the keening of this ill wind grows no less insistent. Voices of the forest, pray speak and I shall listen. What unseen evil begets this unease in my heart?
Thus ends another daunting mission, eh, Tegan? I'd hoped Lord Ramo could be persuaded with words alone, but nonetheless I can only admire the adroitness with which you responded to the primal's sudden challenge. And it seems that Oriange too was pleased with the outcome. What say you, Tegan? Shall we gather back at the rising stones and ponder the lessons of the day? I think so. Lesson pondering time with Oriange. Many a lesson must be learnt,